Have you ever looked up at a full moon and felt a shiver run down your spine? That primal fear of the beast that walks like a man? Today, we're diving deep into the moonlit shadows to uncover 5 creepy facts about one of history's most terrifying monsters, the werewolf. So lock your doors, bolt your windows, and get ready for a howl of a time. Let's start by turning back the pages of history, way back. You might think werewolves are a product of Hollywood horror or Gothic novels, but the first tale of a man turning into a wolf is over 2,000 years old. It comes from ancient Greece in Ovid's epic poem, Metamorphoses. The story tells of King Lycaon of Arcadia, a ruler so cruel he decided to test the gods by serving them a meal made from human flesh. Zeus, the king of the gods, was not amused. As punishment for his horrific act, Zeus transformed Lycaon into a ferocious wolf, forever cursed to crave the very flesh he had served. This ancient tale, a blend of myth and morality, laid the foundation for centuries of werewolf lore. It shows that the fear of the beast within us isn't a modern invention. It's a fear that has been lurking in our collective consciousness for millennia. The idea that a king, a symbol of order and civilization, could devolve into a ravenous animal is a chilling reminder of the fine line between man and monster. Now for something that will truly get under your skin. The term for turning into a werewolf is lycanthropy, and while turning into a literal wolf might be the stuff of fantasy, clinical lycanthropy is a very real and very rare psychological condition. People suffering from this delusion genuinely believe they can transform, or have already transformed, into an animal, most commonly a wolf. They might describe feeling fur grow on their skin, their teeth elongating into fangs and their hands changing into paws. They might even act like a wolf, growling, crawling on all fours, and expressing a desire to live in the wild or eat raw meat. Neurologists and psychiatrists believe this condition is linked to underlying issues like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or severe depression, affecting the parts of the brain responsible for our sense of self and body perception. Imagine your own mind betraying you so completely that you believe you are becoming a monster. It's a terrifying thought that brings the werewolf myth out of the realm of folklore and into the unsettling reality of the human psyche. It proves that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones that live inside our own heads. The fear of werewolves wasn't just confined to stories in medical journals. In medieval and early modern Europe, this fear had deadly consequences. Just like the infamous witch trials, Europe went through a period of werewolf hysteria. Between the 15th and 17th centuries, thousands of people were accused of being werewolves. These accusations often stemmed from paranoia, local disputes, or simply misunderstood mental illness. The accused would be subjected to brutal trials, where they were often tortured until they confessed to making pacts with the devil, transforming into wolves, and committing unspeakable acts. One of the most notorious cases was that of Peter Stump, the werewolf of Bedburg, in 16th century Germany. He confessed under torture to practicing black magic since he was 12, and being given a magical belt by the devil that allowed him to become a wolf. He was blamed for the deaths of numerous people and animals. His execution was horrifically public and brutal, designed to serve as a stark warning to others. These werewolf trials are a dark chapter in history, showing how mass hysteria and superstition can lead to unimaginable cruelty. The monster wasn't always the one with fur and fangs. Sometimes it was the mob. Let's talk about the werewolf's most famous weakness, the silver bullet. It's so iconic, right? You can't imagine a werewolf story without it. But what if I told you that this classic trope is a relatively new addition to the myth? For most of werewolf history, they were killed just like any other powerful beast, with fire, beheading, or exorcism. The idea of silver being the ultimate weapon against lycanthropes didn't really take hold until the 19th century, largely popularized by fiction. Some scholars trace it back to the 1828 French novel The Werewolf by Sutherland Menzies. But it was the 1941 classic horror film, The Wolfman, that cemented the silver bullet into popular culture. In the movie, a poem is recited. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. The film explicitly states that a werewolf can only be killed by a silver bullet, a silver knife, or a silver cane. This edition cleverly combined the mystique of a precious metal, often associated with purity and the moon, with the deadly finality of a bullet, creating the perfect monster-slaying formula that we all know and love today. Finally, we often think of the werewolf transformation as an uncontrollable curse, a painful change forced upon a victim by the full moon. But what if the werewolf was in control? In some cultural traditions, the transformation isn't a curse, but a choice. Certain folklore from around the world, including some Native American and Norse legends, depicts werewolves or skinwalkers as powerful shamans or warriors who learn to shapeshift through magic, ritual, or by wearing an animal's pelt. In these stories, the transformation is a source of incredible power, allowing them to become apex predators at will. They could use this ability for hunting, fighting, or moving unseen through the wilderness. This idea adds a whole new layer of terror to the werewolf myth. An unwilling victim of a curse is tragic, pitiable. In these stories, the transformation is a source of incredible power, allowing them to become apex. But a human who willingly embraces the beast, who chooses to become a monster to hunt and dominate others, that's a different kind of evil. It's not about a loss of humanity. It's about the deliberate rejection of it. This controlled transformation makes the werewolf not just a monster of body, but a monster of will and intent, which is arguably far more frightening. And there you have it. 5 creepy facts that peel back the skin of the werewolf legend. From its ancient origins to its chilling psychological realities, this is a myth that continues to fascinate and terrify us. Which fact did you find the creepiest? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the dark. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into the world of monsters and myths, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Stay safe and maybe stay inside during the next full moon. See you next time.